Hi guys, welcome back to nitahcrochets. My name is Anita and today we are going to be making this Rope Muse bikini. I have made a tutorial for the Rope Muse corset top and a mesh skirt, so you should also check it out. Also, the written patterns are available. This time we are making the bikini top, and then later I'll be providing a tutorial for the bikini bottom. All right, this is how it looks like front and back. So let's get into what we need for this tutorial and get started. I've already worked my left breast cup and part of what goes to the back and the strap itself. So I'm just going to be taking you through how I got this piece to get done, and then you can follow through to make your second piece. Starting with the yarn, I am working with this robin yarn. It's 100% acrylic. My strands are really thin, so I have had to double my strands to get some bit of gauge. But if you're working with any size 3, maybe DK yarn or something, it will do. It will be just okay to work with. Then I'm going to be working with a 3.5mm hook. You're going to need a pair of scissors and I think a yarn needle, and that's all we need. So yeah, let's get into the tutorial and get started. First off, we're going to make a slip knot, just like that. I told you I'm working with a 3.5mm hook, so I'm going to chain 12. Also, I need to mention that I have only worked these pieces in size small. There is no guarantee that I can work this in medium or large. So specifically, this is size small. I have tried to work these breast cups in a medium size. I'm still working on that. Let's see what happens. But yes, this is size small. So once you have all 12 chains, what you're going to do is you're going to get into the the third chain stitch from the hook and work a double crochet into it. Then you are going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you have 1 chain stitch to end your row. So that means you're going to work 8 double crochets into the next 8 stitches to make it a total of 9, and that will leave you with 1 chain stitch to come to the end of your row. All right, because the fact that we started in the third chain stitch from the hook, that means we have a total of 10 stitches to work into. So we are working a total of 9 double crochets into the first 9 chain stitches, so that we have 1 chain stitch left to end our row. Okay, so just work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you have 1 chain stitch to end your row. And once you are there, like you can see, I have 1 chain stitch to end my row. So I'm going to get into that chain stitch and I'm going to work 2 double crochets. That's 1. I'll go in with the second double crochet. That's 2. And then I will chain 1. Okay. And then once again work 2 double crochets into that very same stitch. So that means we have 4 double crochets in here, but we just have 1 chain stitch that separates each 2 of them. And this is just to help us, turn to the opposite side of our foundation chains, because that's where we are going to be working into. So we get into the very first chain stitch on the opposite side of the foundation chains and we work a double crochet. And then we continue working 1 double crochet into every stitch all the way until the end of the row. You should have a total of 9 stitches on the opposite side of your foundation chains, because that's exactly what we have on the other side as well. So let me let you work this until the end of the row, and I'm going to meet you on the next row, then show you what to do. So here we are, and this is what we have. We are going to chain 2, then turn our work. And we are going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch. Okay, one double crochet into every stitch until we come to the stitch before the chain one space at the top. Okay, so that means we are going to work a total of 10 stitches. So that means we are working 10 double crochets into the first 10 stitches. Okay, you will find that you are left with just one double crochet to get to the chain one space that we put at the top of our work. So once you have all 10 double crochets, I still have one more right here. Once you have all 10 double crochets, into that stitch that is close to the chain one space, we are going to work 2 double crochets into it. So that's one, and then we go in with our second double crochet, just like that. Okay, and now into the chain one space right there, we are going to work 2 double crochets, then chain 1, 2 double crochets once again, all in that very same stitch. It's exactly what we did previously when we were turning to start working on the opposite side. Okay, so you chain 1 and work 2 double crochets once again into that very same chain 1 space. And now into the next double crochet stitch, you're going to work 2 double crochets all in that very same stitch right there. So you go in with your first double crochet and then go in with the second double crochet all in that very same stitch. Now what is left here, we are going to work 1 double crochet until the end of our row. You should have a total of 10 stitches all the way until the end of your row. So this is how my work looks like, and now I am getting started on the third row. So we chain 2, turn our work. We work 10 double crochets into the next 10 stitches. Okay, so just work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you have a total of 10 double crochets right there. So let me meet you there. Now here we are. I have finished working my 10 double crochets and I am right here. So what I'm going to do now is into that next stitch right there, I am going to work 2 double crochets all in that very same stitch. So we go in with the first double crochet and that's the second double crochet. Okay, now I am going to work 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches until I get to the chain 1 space. Okay, so we work 3 double crochets into the next 3 stitches. So those are 2 and that is the third. So you can see what we are left with is the chain 1 space right there. So into the chain 1 space, we are going to work 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, all in this very same stitch. So we go in, that's our second double crochet, we chain 1, and then we work 2 double crochets once again, all in this very same stitch. There you go. Okay, now we are going to work 3 double crochets into the next 3 stitches. So that is 1, 2 into that next stitch, and then the third double crochet into the next stitch. Once you have that, you are now going to work 2 double crochets all in that very same stitch that is in the next stitch. So that is 1, and then we go in with the second double crochet into that very same stitch. And now what we are left with is working 1 double crochet until the end of our row, all into every stitch. So this is how your work should look like after the end of this row. And now let's get started on to the 4th row. We chain 2, turn our work. The chain 2 please does not act as a stitch, remember that. We are going to do almost the very same thing we did previously. We are going to work 10 double crochets into the next 10 stitches. So that means you work 1 double crochet into every stitch for the next 10 stitches. Okay, so I'm going to let you go all the way until you have all 10 stitches. Then I'm going to get back and show you what to do after that. Okay, so let me meet you there. Here we are. I have my 10 double crochets complete, and now what I'm going to do into this next stitch, I am going to work 2 double crochets all into that very same stitch. So yeah, we go in with our second double crochet, and then I'm going to work 6 double crochets into the next 6 stitches until I get to the chain 1 space that is at the top of my work. So those are 2, that is 3, that is 4, I'm being fast because honestly there is nothing so different about the stitches. You just need to keep up with the stitch count. So there we go, that is our 6th double crochet. So what we are left with is the chain 1 space, and into the chain 1 space we are going to work 2 double crochets. We chain 1 and work 2 double crochets once again, all in this very same stitch. Okay, so that's our 2nd double crochet. Then we are going to chain 1 and then work 2 double crochets once again, all in this very same stitch. So there you go, you have your 2 double crochets in there. Then now we are going to work 5 double crochets into the next 5 stitches. So that means we work 1 double crochet into every stitch for the next 5 stitches. Okay, so there we go, and then we go in with our 5th right there. So once you have all 5 double crochets right there, we are now going to work into that stitch right there, and we are going to work 2 double crochets all in that very same stitch. That's in the next stitch. So once you have all 2 double crochets into the next stitch, you'll work 1 double crochet until the end of the row right there, and that's where I'll meet you then show you what to do. So here we are, at the end of my row, and I am confident that I have worked the increases that I need for the bottom of my cup. And now what we are going to do is we are going to chain 2, turn our work. The chain 2 doesn't act as a double crochet, and we are going to work 11 double crochets into the first 11 stitches. Okay, so that means we work 1 double crochet into every stitch for the next 11 stitches. So let me let you guys work this until you get there, then I'm going to meet you there. Here we are, I have my 11 stitches complete. Now this row is going to be kind of different from the rest. So what I'll do into this next stitch, I'm going to work 2 double crochets all in that very same stitch. So there you go. And then I am going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch for the next 8 stitches. That means I will be at the chain 1 space at the top. So work your 8 double crochets into the next 8 stitches until you get to the chain 1 space. Okay, so there we go, 6, 7. Okay, so once we are here, what we have left is the chain 1 space. Now into the chain 1 space this time I'm going to work 1 double crochet, and then I'm going to resume working 1 double crochet into every stitch for the next 9 stitches. Okay, so work 1 double crochet into every stitch for the next 9 stitches. So you can see this time we did not work the 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets into the chain 1 space at the top. Why? I want my work now to curve to form like a real breast cup. All right, because the tip of our work is actually the bottom of our cup in this design, this design of a breast cup. The tip of what would be the tip of your breast cup normally in any other breast cup design, this time it's like the bottom of our breast cup. So yeah, once you have all 9 double crochets, what you will do into that next stitch, you're going to work 2 double crochets all in that very same stitch. Then you will work 1 double crochet into every stitch until the end of the row. So this is how your work should look like. You can see that it has already curved and it's really giving us the shape of a breast cup, which we are looking for exactly. So we chain 2, turn our work. The chain 2 doesn't act as a double crochet stitch, so we get into working 1 double crochet into every stitch for the next 11 stitches. Okay, so just work 11 double crochets into the next 11 stitches. So I'm going to let you work your 11 double crochets and I'm going to meet you right there. So here we are, I have finished working my 11 double crochets, and what I'm going to do into the next stitch, I am going to work 2 double crochets all in that very same stitch. So we work 2 double crochets into that very same stitch, and now we are going to work 18 double crochets all the way across. Okay, 18 double crochets into the next 18 stitches. I'm not going to work with you guys. I'm just going to put this on, fast forward so that we can get to where I need you guys to be right there. So here we are. I have finished working my 18 double crochets, and now into the next stitch I'm going to work 2 double crochets all in that very same stitch. So I go in with my second double crochet, and then I will work 1 double crochet into every stitch all the way until the end of my row. This is how your breast cap should look like so far. So once again, for the next row we are going to chain 2, turn our work. The chain 2 doesn't act as a double crochet stitch, so we work 12 double crochets into the next 12 stitches. So let me let you work your 12 double crochets until there. So here we are. I have finished working my 12 double crochets. So what I'm going to do here, into this next stitch I am going to work 2 double crochets all in that very same stitch. So that's 1, and then I go in with the second double crochet. Then I am going to work 19 double crochets into the next 19 stitches until this side right there. Okay, until right here where we had our previous 2 double crochets. Okay, so in there you will work 2 double crochets into the next stitch and then work 1 double crochet all the way until the end of your row. So here we are. I have finished working my 19 double crochets. I think I missed a clip, guys. Yeah, after you work your 19 double crochets, you work 2 double crochets all in the very same stitch that's in the next stitch, and then after that you work 1 double crochet into every stitch until the end of the row. So after you have that, I am confident that the number of rows we have worked for our double crochets are really just enough. So what we shall do is turn our work, chain 1, turn our work, work 1 single crochet into every stitch until the previous 2 double crochets that were worked in the very same stitch, and in there you work 2 single crochets and then continue working 1 single crochet until the next 2 double crochets that were worked in the very same stitch. In the middle of them you work 2 single crochets all in that very same stitch, and then you continue working 1 single crochet into every stitch all the way until the end of the row. Okay, so that's how you get a breast cap that looks like this. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be working on the sides of my cap. Okay, so I'm going to chain 2, turn my work, and I'm going to work 1/2 double crochet into every stitch all the way until the 2 single crochets that I worked in the very same stitch. So that means we are going to have a total of 13 half double crochets. Okay, so work your 13 half double crochets, and I'm going to meet you there, then show you what to do. So my intention working this is I need to keep this straight, and then this should decrease towards this. Okay, so I want to keep this end straight. Now because I want to keep the bottom end straight, I am going to chain 2, turn my work. The chain 2 doesn't act as a stitch, so you turn your work and then work 1/2 double crochet into every stitch until you have 3 stitches to end your row. Okay, until you have 3 stitches to end your row. That's where I'm going to meet you guys and then show you what to do. All right, so this is more like the strap that goes all the way across our back. Okay, all the way to the back. So this is the strap that we are trying to build before we actually get to making the strap that goes all the way up our shoulders. So here we are. I am almost at the end of my row and I have 3 stitches left to end my row. So what I'll do is I'm going to yarn over. No, actually I have 2 stitches left to end my row. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to work 2 half double crochets together into the last 2 stitches. So that's how you end your row. You work 2 half double crochets together into the last 2 stitches. And yeah, so you yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook. Chain 2, turn your work. Okay, after you have chain 2, you are going to work 1/2 double crochet into that very first stitch. So this row we are not working any decrease, it's just normal. and then you will work 1/2 double crochet into every stitch all the way until the end of the row. Okay, so remember we are keeping that decrease on one side, and then the other side is just going to have be a flat bottom. Okay, so here we chain to turn our work, and then we work 1/2 double crochet into every stitch, because this is the bottom end and I need to keep it straight. So you just work 1/2 double crochet into every stitch all the way up. Okay, so I'm just going to put this on fast forward. So after you have worked your double crochets as you should, you have double crochets as you should be left with 2 stitches to end your row, and into those last 2 stitches we are going to work 2 half double crochets together, all in those last 2 stitches. So that means we have worked a decrease. Then we chain to turn our work. Remember, on this row we don't work any decreases, so we start off with 1/2 double crochet into the very first stitch, and then go ahead work 1/2 double crochet into every stitch all the way until the end of our row. Okay, so what we are going to do for the most bit of it is we are going to just keep repeating these 2 steps. Okay, you work your half double crochets until you have 2 stitches left to end your row. Into the last 2 stitches you work 2 half double crochets together. Then the next row will just be 1/2 double crochet into every stitch all the way until the end of the row. So you just keep repeating that until you have something that looks like this. So you can see at the bottom here it is straight, and then it starts to slant at the top. Okay, so you do this until you have like 2-3 stitches left on your row, and then you will work double crochets for the length of the strap that you need. So repeat all the steps that we have made. So you have 2 of these, a left cup and a right breast cup. Okay, so once you have your left and right breast cup and you have your straps worked onto them, what I'm going to teach you right now is how to make the rope. Okay, so we are going to get our yarn, and we are going to make a slip knot. To make the rope I worked with the puff stitch. Yeah, so the thicker you want your rope to be, the more strands of yarn you work with and the more puffs you work. Okay, so first we are going to chain 4, and we get into the 3rd chain stitch from the hook. We yarn over, insert our hook into that stitch and pull through our yarn over, insert your hook into that very same stitch, pull through your yarn. So you do this 2 more times so that you have a total of 6 strands on your hook. Then 7, yeah. Then yarn over, pull through all the 6 strands, and then have 2 left on your hook. Then yarn over, pull through that 2. So once again, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the 4th chain stitch, yarn over, pull through a loop, yarn over, pull through a loop. You do that 4 times so that you have a total of 9 loops on your hook. Okay, then yarn over, pull through all 8 loops on your hook. So you have 2 loops left on your row. I was just confirming to see that I have 9 loops on my hook. So yarn over, pull through all the 8. So you have 2, and then yarn over, pull through that 2. So this is our very first row for the puff stitch, which makes the rope. Okay, let me just bring this a little closer so you guys can see what I am doing. So here we are going to chain 3 and turn our work. Yarn over. Now the gap in between the 2 puffs I have previously worked is exactly where I'm going to insert my hook and pull through a loop. Yarn over, insert your hook into that very same spot, pull through a loop. Do that 2 more times so that you have a total of 7 loops on your hook. Then yarn over, pull through 6, yarn over, pull through the 2. Okay, now to work your second puff, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into that very same spot where you inserted for the previous puff, and pull through a loop, and do this 4 times so that you have a total of 9 loops on your hook. Then yarn over, pull through the 8, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops on your hook. That's how you work your second row of the puff stitch. So I'm just going to show you 2 more rows, and then I'll let you work the rest on your own. So we chain 3. The chain 3 acts as a stitch or part of the puff. Okay, that's why for the very first puff we yarn over and insert our hook into the gap in between the previous puffs and pull through a loop, and we do this 3 times, not 4, because we have the chain 3 that is acting as part of the puff. Now for the second puff is where we yarn over and pull through a loop, and we repeat that 4 times so that we have a total of 8 loops on our hook. Okay, I hope now that is understood. So once you have 8 loops, you yarn over, pull through all 7, and then yarn over, pull through all 2. So you just repeat these 2 steps of chain 3, turn your work, yarn over, insert your hook into the gap in between the previous 2 puffs, pull through a loop, and repeat that 3 more times to have a total of 7 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all the 6 loops, yarn over, pull through the 2. Then yarn over, insert your hook into that very same spot and pull through a loop. Repeat that 4 times so that you have a total of 9 loops on your hook. Just like that. Then yarn over and pull through all 8. Then yarn over, pull through all 2 loops on your hook. Now, if you want a thicker rope, double your strands even more, okay? Or work more yarn overs and pull through a loop. Okay, so if we are yarning over and pulling through a loop 4 times, that means you'll do that 6 times. You're going to get a thicker rope, but sometimes I don't advise too thick, like a rope that is too thick. But honestly, everything is up to you. I'm just giving you adjustments that may cover your kind of desire or something. But yes, this is how you work your rope. So you're just going to keep repeating this until you have something long enough to go from the back of your strap all the way to the front. Okay, so I'll let you go ahead, work your rope, and I am back to showing you what we are going to do with our breast cups before we attach the rope onto our breast cups. So you can see I have 2 breast cups here. I have made mine, and all I want is to stitch the cleavage together. I'm just going to stitch the first 5 stitches. Okay, so just count 5 stitches all the way up. Okay, from the top towards the bottom. So you count 5, and into the 5th is where we are going to get our yarn. You can use a yarn needle or you can use your hook, and we just stitch these together. Okay, this is to help us close our cleavage and also strengthen that gap, because it's not like our breast cap is going to have an under breast cap wire. We are not having that, but we are going to create the illusion of it. Okay, so just stitch this point together just like that, and once you have it, you can actually stitch, I think, six of them, 6 stitches. So you count 6 going down, and then you stitch together all the 6 stitches. Once you have that, you're going to cut your yarn, and what we are left with is getting our rope and then hand sewing it onto our project so that we can see that this cap is complete. So this is how it should look like after you stitch that cleavage together. You see that? So yeah, now I am going to get my rope and show you how to unsew it onto this. First off, I am going to count. I was just trying to mark where I need to put my rope at the back of my work. So this is how my rope looks like. Honestly, you do not have to follow exactly that same number of puffs that I worked for my rope, but I'm just going to give you the numbers that you need for the length of the strap you need. So here I am counting 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I counted up to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, into the 11th into the 11th row or half double crochet, along the strap that goes to the back is where I am attaching my rope. Okay, this is going to be at the back of my work, so just make sure that you lay your back strap. One puff should your back strap should cover one puff, like the very first puff, and it's into that very first puff that has been covered that you should hand sew onto your the back strap that goes all the way to the back. I hope I'm explaining this right, but just look at what I'm doing. Make sure that the rope is underneath, like at the back of the strap, okay, so that it looks like it's emerging from the inside. So don't hand sew it on the top, okay? And also you're hand sewing into the back strap and then into the first row of the puffs, the two puffs that started the rope or that ended the rope, because when I worked my puffs, I instead of cutting my yarn so close, I cut it at a length so that I use that yarn end to sew into my work. Okay, so I used that yarn end and passed it into the eyelet of my yarn needle, then started to hand sew it now. So just hand sew this bit and make sure that it is really, you know, secure enough. And then you will make a knot, and yeah, once you feel it is really secure, because this is what is going to support our bust. Okay, so just do this until you feel this is secure enough. And once it is secure, you will cut your yarn and then we start working our strap. So let me meet you guys there. So you will have to remember to weave in your ends just like I have done, okay? And then cut your yarn. So this is how it looks like after I have attached it. Now I am just going to bring my rope, okay? You see right there? From there you're going to count 18 puffs, okay? 18 puffs, because the 19th puff is what we attach to the front of our cup. So count 18, and then when you get to the 19th puff, okay, it is what you stitch onto the front of your cup. Remember, we are stitching into the single crochet row that we worked as our very last row for the breast cup. If you remember that single crochet, the single crochet row that we worked, exactly, it's what we are going to work into. So we are going to now hand sew our rope or puffs onto the front of our breast cup. Okay, you should hand sew this carefully so that it does not show in any way that it was just hand sewed onto it. Okay, so try to make sure that your stitches are not visible. Just try to be careful with this. So once you have started to work this, you have to make sure that the rows that you have for the puff stitch are just enough to go all the way across the bottom edge, all the way up the cleavage, and then also run all the way to the other side of the next breast cup. And then remember that for our strap we need a total of 18 puffs. So you're just going to keep hand sewing this. I'm going to put this on fast forward. Just keep hand sewing through it all, following the edge of our breast cup all the way up. Just keep curving your rope and making sure that it is following the shape and edge of your breast cup. So just curve it like that, hand sew all the way up, then curve it, hand sew all the way down. Now from here make sure you count 18 puffs, and then you stitch the 19th puff into the 11th stitch right there, just like we did on the other side. So that's how you hand sew all the way, and it should look like this at the end of it all. Let me see you all in the next tutorial, which will be for how we make the bikini bottom, and the written pattern for everything is going to be on my online shops for purchase. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I love you and goodbye. Just in case I was faster in this tutorial, the Rope Muse corset top tutorial is actually much slower, very educating. So thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.